Good afternoon and welcome to this weekend's edition of Mocs News. I'm Alexandria Adams.
And I'm Ron Farrell. After months of searching, UTC has finally chosen a new chancellor to succeed Roger Brown. Steve Engel, Senior Vice President of Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio, was recommended by the University of Tennessee Board of Trustees in a statement that was posted Tuesday.
It's great to see so many people from the campus come out. I appreciate you taking the time. You are the reason I'm here. You have built a great institution. It has incredible trajectory and momentum moving forward. And what an opportunity for all of us to work together to build an even greater institution.
The board had their meeting inducting Engel as Chancellor Thursday, and he will be set to take his position as Chancellor July 1st. Engel has been Senior Vice President at Wright State since 2007 and is also a chemistry professor, according to Chuck Cantrell.
He really understands us. He appreciates the metropolitan mission. He is saying all the right things that you would want to hear from a chancellor. He wants to come in and get to know us and spend some time learning our traditions, learning our processes, seeing what we're good at and seeing what we need to work on. And I will tell you what's really been very encouraging to me is how much he talks about students. I mean, every single conversation, every single answer comes around to, how does it affect the students? And that's why we're here. So he's coming into UTC with exactly the right focus.
I'm excited to have a new chancellor here. I think it's a great time for our university. We're transitioning. He seems to be great. I like the fact that he has young kids. It means he can relate to us as students. And his kids, Zoe and Ian, are awesome. He seems to be a great guy. We've had a few conversations, and I'm excited. I'm very excited.
SGA President Bradley Bell says that he is pleased with the final selection and looks forward to what the new chancellor has to offer to UTC.
Annual Greek Show was held on Tuesday at the McKenzie Arena. Tickets to the show were $5. All proceeds went to benefit the Alternative Spring Break program here at UTC. Students that were a part of Greek life danced in costumes and performed as characters from movies like Peter Pan, The Titanic, to lip-syncing Malcolm Moore's Thrift Shop, and even taking audience members to a circus with whimsical sets and funhouse music.
It was so much fun. We were so nervous. We came back here doing the run-throughs, and I was like, guys, let's get this done. We're just so excited to be out and just perform, and we just love doing it.
It was all right. It seemed pretty quiet at first for our performance, but I feel like it caught on later. So it was a different kind of show that's not usually done.
Our own Scrappy Mock even made several appearances that night. The judges tallied the final scores of each sorority and fraternity. Chi Omega came in first for the sorority with their take on Toy Story, while Pi Kappa Alpha came in first for the fraternities with their homage to Scrappy Mock during the Batman-inspired performance.
SGA had a heated meeting Tuesday as one bill caused some discrepancy between senators. The Interfraternity Council asked SGA for $600 for supplies. SGA debated whether to give them the money because they already received funding from our student activities fee. The vote did pass with 18 yeses out of the 31 voting members. SGA spent almost $3,000 in Tuesday's meeting preparing for the leadership and senior banquets, reimbursing UHAN for an off-campus event, and purchasing food for the district's meetings. SGA has roughly $58,000 left in their operating budget for the semester, not including what they spent this week. If you would like to attend an SGA meeting, they meet every Tuesday in the Raccoon Mountain Room in the UC at 3:05 p.m. Anyone is welcome to come. Alexandria researches social media safety with Chit-Chatt. Damarius has a new edition of Interlude Intermission titled In a Perfect World, Maybe.
Last week I shared where you and your fellow Mocs are heading for spring break. Make sure to tune in next week for an all-new Chit-Chat where I will share the do's and don'ts of social networking.
This past weekend, I was subject to a Friends documentary, and I was asked, what is your definition of a perfect world? Good question, because a lot of us have concepts of a perfect world, a realm in which we feel our happiness is fulfilled. Just bees and things and flowers, as they used to say, if you're into that stuff. How do you view a perfect world, if you don't mind my asking? People getting along, animals talking, taxes non-exempted. What do you see in a perfect world that will make you happy? While you think about that, because it's something to truly think about, I provide my answer that I gave that Saturday. Because we think something would be good for us, but as time goes by, it really ends up not being as great as we thought it out to be. It's like going into what one would consider to be a perfect relationship. Sure, your significant other seems to be perfect. He or she has the whole package that you feel you've been looking for. But as time goes by, you realize he or she is not the one for you. But realizing something as small as he or she having a minor affliction that you never caught initially, let's say halitosis, or really just something you can't withstand, to something as large as he or she already being in a relationship without you knowing. Safe to say that perfect relationship is not so perfect. But we have to think about it though. What is perfect? What makes someone or something perfect? Truth is, we really don't know because we're humans. We all have flaws, one way or another. Doesn't matter who you are, what you accomplished, what your background is. Perfection is a concept, something that we perceive and think that makes us happy. Unfortunately, it's only a concept. Things that we see as perfect doesn't exist unless there's a machine out there where we can make a perfect object due to the flaws that are ever present. It's up to us as people to handle the fact that we can't get a hold of something to be perfect, which brings back to my idea of a perfect world. I believe that the perfect world would include the human race accepting things to not be perfect, to accept flaws and make them better rather than down them. You want a world in which everyone comes together and gets along? It starts with acceptance. Accepting the fact that we can't have a perfect world because really, we've had people give their views on a perfect world. And it never ended well. We're all individuals, we're essentially different, yet we have the power to relate to one another and get along based off of that. I had a friend provide a comment to me. I'll never forget this. Accept the difference and we accept each other, said he. Learn to accept life for what it is and make it better with it all. No need to see the bad and flaws all the time, because it never makes the situation any better. It's all about being positive and not mentally setting limitations due to those flaws. We all want something perfect in this crazy world. Perfect marriages, perfect job, perfect life. But what are we to do when it's given to us? Our happiness when this perfect world is granted, will it last forever? Think about it. Here I am saying that a perfect world is accepting that the world can't be perfect. Kind of contradictory, but hey, billions of people here. Can you imagine 2 of them to be absolutely perfect? I'm saying, perfection lies within. And as long as you see and accept the world for what it is in a positive fashion, it can be a perfect world in your eyes. As crazy as that may sound, just live. Living is learning, and we all gotta learn. Otherwise, what are we really here for?
Word.
That does it for this weekend's edition of Mocs News. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check out our videos uploaded throughout the week to YouTube.
We air on Housing Channel 98 and Cable Channel 3. So tune in. Until next time, have a great weekend from all of us here at Mocs News.